I would say that probably the biggest thing that the current village board has done in the last few years is been able to balance the budget, keep on a good level of service and staff for the residents of Montgomery. That's been a tough time the last few years, but I think that they've done that. I would like to see the village, like I said before, move away from some of the stricter parts of our ordinance. I don't want to repeat that again, but. And I would also consider the village hall to be an accomplishment. I know that there's been a lot of discussion about that, but I think it was the village investing in their downtown. So hopefully in the coming years, things will turn around and we'll see some more development in our downtown. Thank you.
Thank you. Jean Felton.
Thank you. I guess of the two biggest, my first would be one that Matt has already said. I think that we've done a great job as a board and as a village in keeping a balanced budget every year, and I think that's been key. We made our cuts to staff and expenses back in the 2008 to 2009 timeframe when the economy was just starting to do its downturn. So I took a lot of pride in the fact that we were very proactive before it got too bad and got too out of hand. My second, I guess I would lump together also the village hall and the police station. Again, I know there's been a lot of negative comments about why did we build such a big village hall? What do we need this for? But as Martin had alluded to in his opening, the reason that we did this is we did this looking forward to the future. We built this building and our police station to have growth that could last up to 20 years from now. So that while we did spend the money now, we weren't going to have to be doing it again in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. So, and I think we did it. We did a good job with both buildings, and we're relatively, I believe, under budget on both. So that's it.
Thank you. Martin Flowers.
Well, my two improvements that I think the village board has done, two roads, Route 30 and Orchard Road. You know, President Mezzalini has been working with the Kane County Board to improve Orchard Road. She's worked with the Kendall County Board to address Orchard Road. Route 30 will be widened with some government first money that was released working with Senator Holmes. Those are two things that I could point to right there. Two things that I think we need improvement on. Again, like everybody's alluding to, we have taken the preventive measures to address the concerns of the recession. But again, we can no longer cut. And no, we can't raise taxes. So two improvements that I think we should again look to are job creation, utilizing the tools and the resources the village has brought together, working with the roads, the amenities that we have provided at City Hall, and the different things that are going on. These are the things that we need to look for where we want to be at in 10 years. The park and ride, like what Trustee Waterman has said. These are improvements that we as a board can support, giving our village president the tools and resources she needs to go out there and get the best services for our residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Josh Salzberg.
Well, let's see, the two major improvements that the village has done, again, as Trustee Felton said, keeping that budget in balance and making sure we don't go in the red. And the second big one I would have to say would be the Montgomery Police Department. The new facility we have on Route 30 is a far cry from what we had on Southeast River Road. Our police officers now have better facilities and better means to do their job. Two areas of improvement I'd like to see in the village can help with is community involvement. And that comes as part of the trustees. The trustees need to get out and get community involvement going so we can progress. Because the more a community feels involved and knows what's going on, I think the better off the community is.
Thank you. Robert Waterman.
When you look back on the last 2 years, it's kind of humbling to think of some of the accomplishments that have been made. Whether it's trying to come up with two, you think of the development of Ogden Hill, Menards, JCPenney's, Office Depot, Bueno Beef, Walgreens. You think about landing large grants to repave Douglas Road. This while going from a 237% population increase, but only hiring 55% more staff to supplement that type of growth. We sold Old Village Hall in one of the worst selling markets of all time to reduce liability to the village. The Fox River Foods expansion and small business a loan to them in a low interest of $1.1 million. The partnership with the Oswego Library District to get a library in Montgomery. Boundary agreements, balanced budget, but of those, probably the most important is returning to a 25% reserve to keep this community very strong during some of the hardest times that in our lifetimes that we've struggled through. Going forward, I think 2 improvements would be, one, to as we talk about being pro-business, and this was a suggestion I recently made, is that we need to look, when we talk about sign ordinances and some of these other ordinances that affect businesses, is let's survey the businesses. Let's get from them what they feel, they want first. Just because 1 or 2 businesses want something doesn't mean other businesses want it. We need to have a good understanding from everybody and understand that issue. And lastly, keeping our neighborhoods safe and building upon having a neighborhood policing and getting to the point where we all know our neighbors.
And Stan Bond.
For accomplishments, I'll try to mention some different items that haven't been mentioned already. It's been a good roster of accomplishments. We've had very good success with retail development. Some very major brands have come into our community, and they've had an enormous impact on our economy, and they've had an immediate impact on our community. They donate, they support activities, they become good citizens of the community very quickly. From my perspective, the policing effort really never was a problem, but it has had the experience of huge growth, tremendous growth in our population, and changes in the kind of population we have. The policing effort and the professionalism, I think, has steadily improved. It's noticeably improved, and I'm very proud of what they've been able to do. Now, I may have had a mistake on improvements. I was going to talk about improvements that I think we've made as well. And that would be some of the infrastructure that went along with this tremendous growth. We've expanded our water system and our streets and our roads significantly, I mean dramatically. We have 98 miles of water main now, huge increases in the amount of paved road. So we've done a good job of developing our community in the face of very rapid and not unexpected but difficult to plan for types of growth. We've also laid some nice groundwork to help ourselves economically. A lot of organizations have put together a nice network of financial support, business advice, business counsel, tools that existing businesses can use to grow or that we can use as a benefit to attract and entice new businesses to come to our area. And I think that groundwork will pay us very well in the future.